Hello, 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 hello. You're welcome again to my channel. Hello, 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 hello. So, most professionals are visible, very few are positioned. My name is Helen Orejobi. I am a revenue and wealth architect, and today we're talking about something that frustrates a lot of intelligent, capable people. So, you want to go grab a pen, grab a paper, and grab water if you want, and let's talk, right? Why skilled professionals stay underpaid? That is the topic today, and what you can do to escape that pit hole, right? Why skilled professionals get underpaid, and how you can, escape that pit hole. That is what we're talking about today. So you can go ahead and like, share, get anyone you want in the room, get your friends, family in the room. Let's get this rolling, right? Get your friends, family in the room. Let's get this rolling. I know, I know. So I want us to have a very, very healthy discussion today. I'm taking my time to see how many of us are going to be popping in here. I'm taking my time to see how many of us are going to be popping in here. Let's see. Okay. Yep. So if you see me looking on here, I'm trying to put this out there. Give me a second, and I'll be ready to rock and roll. Right, I'll be ready to rock and roll. Okay, so I'll be ready to rock and roll. I don't want us to. This is not going to take a long time. It's just going to be something that we're going to be discussing high level. We're going to be discussing high level only here. Give me a second. Give me a second. So I'm just giving you time to, get one or two people in the room. Give me a second. So I'm trying to go live on Instagram as well. Okay. Okay, so we're back on here now. You can get anyone you want to come in the room. Let's begin today's episode. My name is Helen Orejobi. I think I'm just directly on above the light, if I'm not mistaken. If you can hear me, let me get a thumbs up. If you can hear me, let me get a thumbs up as well. Okay, so I'm just going to begin today by saying something very profound that I notice within the industry. If you are a high, skilled professional and you're currently having issues with being seen or being heard, this is the platform to be, right? This is the platform to be. Like I said, my name is Helen Orejobi. I am a revenue and wealth architect. And today we're talking about something that, you know, frustrates a lot of intelligent, capable people. And it's not like you don't have the right skill. You do have the skill set, but you're having issues with being visible, with being paid the right amount of your worth, what you're worth. So that's the reason why you're, gonna find it very interesting to tune in today. If you're highly skilled, but you're not highly paid, The issue is usually not competence, it's structure. It's your structure, it's the positioning, it's the architecture, and sometimes it's your mindset. Yes, mindset can also play a big deal in you getting visible and being heard on here. Hi, Bukola, can you hear me? I see Bukola on YouTube or Instagram. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, um, just type in the chat there, say, hey, I can hear you, so I can know if I'm audible. Right now, like I said, it's all about mindset. Right, there's a scripture that says a man's gift makes room for him and brings him before great men. Do we agree with that? Right, that's not my saying, by the way. That is scripture. Right, that is scripture, and it says a man's gift brings him before what? Before kings. Right, brings him before great men. Now, but here's what most people misunderstand about that verse. Your gift may open doors, but if you do not know how to package that same gift, you don't know how to price the gift, you don't know how to position the gift, and you walk into rooms and you still get paid like an assistant. I take that back. You will still get paid like an assistant instead of an owner, instead of a builder, instead of someone that is, a voice, a known voice, or a strategic voice in that field that you're in. So your skill is not strategy, gifts is not structure, hard work is not positioning. Now, let me say something that may make you laugh a little. Some of you are the most intelligent people, most of you probably the most intelligent person in your department, but most competent, in any field that you're in. Guess what? The most competent consultant in the room, that's who you are. And when they call on, oh, we got this best, this highly intelligent person, and guess what? Everybody knows, okay, that's you. Your name pops in their mind. But the most capable service provider your client has ever worked with, you're still the same people that is a key player in your field, and yet you're still negotiating invoices. You're still discounting your rate. You're still explaining why you need one opportunity, right? That's not a skill problem. That's not a positioning problem. And that's, I say, right? Yes, it's not a positioning problem, because most of you here, you probably be thinking it's positioning. I see a lot of people in the Zoom chat right now. We're streaming live on YouTube as well. So I want you to understand something. If you are a highly skilled person, you need to understand simple things. Guess what? And the market does not reward effort. Effort is not going to put food on your table, right? It doesn't matter if you're the best in the field and you're not known, you're not seen by people that needs to see you. You're not an agent, you're not a secret agent. You have the best skills, you're so good at what you do, but nobody gets to hear you. You're not going anywhere, right? It's, this field, the reason why we have this topic, highly skilled professionals that are underpaid, is because I want you to have a mindset switch, right? Guess what? If you're highly paid, it rewards clarity, rewards structure, rewards perceived value. If you have perceived value, you have structure, you have clarity, you're going to get paid 7 days a week, 24 hours, even while you're sleeping. Right. So today I'm going to break down why skilled professionals stay underpaid and what separates the visible from the position. Because once you understand the shift, everything else changes. Right. You want to learn how to build revenue. You want to, if you're not following me on Instagram or Facebook, please Instagram, but I'm streaming live on YouTube right now. You can join the YouTube live conversation. Guess what? You want to follow my YouTube page. You're going to be learning a lot from my platform, right? Now, we're going to be teaching you on how to build revenue, how to structure your wealth, how to own your platform, and how, right, to be a key player in any field of play you are in. If you're a professional, you want to get paid what you want, right? So now let's talk about it. Let's go right into the reason why we're here today, right? So let me start here by saying most professionals believe that if they become more skilled, more certified, more experienced, eventually their income will reflect it, right? That's the mindset. That's why you go pick up one certification or the other. You're still trying to get, a buy-in into what you already have. You're still trying to see how you can scale and do that thing that you're supposed to do. But the real reason, the real truth here is most of you are not doing what you're supposed to be doing to move the needle forward, right? We are in this new era system where technology is at the rise. By the way, I'm an IT engineer as well. That's why I'm bringing you the value. If you want to be seen, you have to play the game with what is going on with this dispensation. Stop trying to be in 2018. This is 2026, right? Things are changing, laws are changing, technology is on the high, right? So I want you to understand that your thinking has to evolve, right? But the marketplace does not reward your effort. It rewards your perceived value and your positioning. What is that perceived value that you have concerning the products that you're trying to offer or the services that you're offering? And how do you position yourself? These are, the reasons why you get to be seen out there in the market. This is the reason why somebody get to pause and watch your video and don't scroll. We are in this era where people, they flick, they keep swiping and moving next, next, next. If your content is not holding them, they're moving. Most people are skip makers. Are you going to be a skip maker? If you want to be a skit maker, that's skill. They make money from skit making. But if you want to educate people, if you're highly intellectual, if you're highly skilled, you want your skill set to outlive you. Even while you're sleeping, like I said, you'll get paid 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. This is what you need to start doing, which is way different from what other people are doing. So there are people less competent than you earning even more. You want to write that down. I told you at the beginning of this, you want to get a paper and pen and write this down. Not because they're better, but because they're positioned differently. Positioning is different. How do you see yourself? If someone is on this side and they're doing the right thing and you're on the right side, but you're doing the wrong thing, trust me, people will always go for the one that is on this side that is doing the right thing. How do you position yourself? Are you positioned to be seen, to be discovered, or are you positioned for just your family and friends to see you? Skill makes you employable. If you got all the skill set in the world, yes, you can get employed, but positioning makes you profitable. So the reason why I come on this call is to teach you how to get money even while you're sleeping. Guess what? Because people make money several ways. Your old traditional way, which is your 9 to 5, doesn't have to be the only way for you to get paid, right? So if you're offering, everything you're offering is your time, your availability, or your labor, the market will compare you to other people, right? And comparison drives your price down. It drives prices down. Now, I'm going to talk about the 5 structural reason skilled professional stayed underpaid. And I want you to note this down, picture where you are or what you're currently doing wrong that you can correct, right? Once you can correct stuff, you can actually be on the right path towards, achieving that desired outcome that you want to see. So most professionals describe, what they do as I design things, I consult, I coach, I manage, I analyze, right? So, which of them do you want to see yourself? Now, those are labor language. All those things I mentioned. Oh, I design. What do you do for a living? Oh, I design. I design what? I design website. I design flyers. I design businesses. I consult, I coach, I manage, I analyze. These are labor languages. The market does not pay premium for labor. Nobody's going to pay you premium for labor. You're just like everyone else in the pool, right? It pays premium for transformation. Now, instead of you selling what you do, you must sell what changes because you exist. What is the reason why I come and exchange money? I give you money for that value that you're giving. If that value you're giving is not going to change me, if it's not going to solve a problem that I have, then I'm not giving you money for anything. I will bunch you or categorize you as all of those people, all of those coaches, all of those people that come online, turn on their camera and talk. So the only reason why you get paid your worth is when you understand the perceived value that you bring in the room. So if you're a coach or you are aspiring coach, you want to follow me seriously. If you're a coach and you have skill sets that you know that once you start talking, people love it, I can help you package all this. That's why we're having this conversation, so we can help you pull that out, right? So now guess what? Instead of you selling what you do, I need you to start thinking. You must sell what changes because you exist. Why are you in existence? Why does Helen exist? What outcome improves when people come in contact with you? What problem disappears when people, engage you in a service or a consultation or anything that they get to exchange their money to listen to you or for you to look into their business? What result becomes measurable? Transformation is premium. Tasks are replaceable. You can get AI and stuff. You could get assistants. You can get other people to help you achieve all of that. But guess what? If you are going to transform someone, you need to understand the language of transformation, right? Now, the price time instead of the value, right? So most people get to price your time. You get to, because everybody gets paid by the hour anyway. So you say, okay, I get paid $50 an hour, and then so somebody's sitting in your room and you're charging lower. You're probably maybe 150 an hour. You're lowballing yourself. Someone will take the experience and the ideas that you have, run with it, and go make $1,000, or they make like hundreds thousands. Maybe they make five figures or six figures off your time. Time is value. If you're a transformational person, you're a transformational coach, you're a transformational individual, you want to make sure that you know your positioning language. You want to make sure that you are doing the right things. So your hourly pricing is one of the biggest trap in service businesses, right? I've been in service businesses. I understand what that is. Time is, finite. Value is not, right? When you charge by hour, you are rewarded for working slower and punished for becoming efficient. You probably want to rewind this video and listen to me again, right? When you charge for outcomes, when you go ahead and charge people for outcomes, you are rewarded for clarity and the expertise that you bring into the room, right? Employers think in time. If you're an employee kind of mindset kind of person, you think in time. But if you're an owner, you think in value. If you're still calculating your worth per hour, you're thinking like a payroll, not ownership. So you want to move from being in the payroll bracket into owning stuff. That's why what we're teaching you is how to own your platform. How do you own your name? Once your name is out there, what does your name ring? Does a name, people think about paying you per hour, or they think about paying you for outcomes that you're going to deliver, right? Number two, they confuse visibility for positioning. This one is very critical, right? You can post every day. I see people post every day. Of late, I've not been consistent on social media because I've been super busy, and I've been able to draw the line and say, hey, being visible every day, showing up every day. Most people show up every day, they don't make a penny. You post every day, you don't make a penny. Why? Other people post, they're making so much money. So you need to go back into the drawing room or go back to your drawing table and ask yourself, what is the reason why I'm not breaking even? Why I keep showing up every day and things are not working? These are the things that I want you to start getting really angry and uncomfortable. And at that point, we're going to try hard to see how we can help you, right? We're going to try hard to see how we can help you. So you go ahead and you post every day, you go viral, you have followers, you're known, and still you don't convert. Most people have thousands of people on their social media. Some of them are paid, they bought those contacts. Some of them are natural, these are natural, people following them. But if you have natural people following you and you're not converting, what is the essence, right? Conversion gives you money real time. Nobody's here to waste time anymore. So visible, people, if you want to be visible, visibility here means people see you. How many eyeballs do you have on any content you put out there? It's not about the thousands or the millions of people that see you. Are you converting those views into money, right? It's about positioning, and positioning means people understand the value that you bring, right? If I can't immediately tell who you help, if I cannot tell who you help, if I cannot tell what problems you solve, if I cannot tell what outcomes you produce, you are visible, but you're not positioned. Remember, we're not talking about being visible here. We're talking about you being positioned for the right people that are buying. There are certain people that would buy, will give money or exchange value for what you carry or what you represent, and other people they just want to see your stuff. People just swiping and going. Most of them are your friends, family. They can't buy. People within your circle, they know you so well, they can't buy what you have. But you want to be able to position yourself. Guess what? If you can even get 10% of the population of the world to buy from you as an owner, you are good for life. So it's not about chasing clouds, it's not about chasing the numbers, it's about being positioned. And strangers are wired not to trust strangers. So you know this right from when you were younger. Even most of you that have kids, you always tell your children, do not talk to strangers, do not talk to strangers. Why? It's because people don't trust strangers. If you show up on the social media, you show up on the platform, and somebody's watching you, before they exchange money to buy, they need to understand you. They need to have, consume your product. They need to understand what value you give. They need to know you. So how do people know you? If they don't know you, they don't buy from you. People buy you before they buy your product. Your product is, it's just one of those things, right? If you have a good personality, if people love you, it doesn't matter if you're selling water or you're selling a phone case or you're selling a book. It doesn't matter what you're selling, right? It doesn't matter what you're selling. If you're in a position right, nobody's buying from you. By the way, this is my book, right? So if you want to know how you can help yourself, this my book is on Amazon, right? This book says made to multiply. You want to know how you can multiply what you have, go on Amazon and get my book. And for those of you that you started the year without getting a vision done, this is my vision board book. This is for females, lovely book. It's something that's going to help you, do the right things for you to write the right vision, right? Get the right things in place on Amazon as well. And then guess what? This is for men, right? This is for men. This is for my guys, my fellows out there, right? It says Vision Board for Men 2026. Go ahead and get this on Amazon. It's going to help you, right? It's going to help you position right. Most of you that don't know how to dress, most of you that don't know how to time manage, most of you that don't even know how to plan your finances, most of you that you probably want to own a home or whatever, but you don't see it. You don't even know when things are going to change, right? You want to know, okay, I'm going into business. What is that funding structure for me? Right? What is my function? Most of you want to go into trucking. Just put this thing down. Grab this book. This is what I'm talking about, right? So you want to make sure that right, you know what it is you're doing, right? You know what it is you're doing. People do not trust strangers, but if you show up consistently, they begin to know your voice, they begin to trust you, and then they get to buy, right? Most people don't love to be sold stuff to, but once they know you, they understand that you are a key player, you are a valuable person, you understand what it is that you bring to the table, they eventually buy whatever it is that you're selling, because now you now become an authority figure, right? You now become an authority figure. So for you to get to that place, for you to get to that authority level, you need to do certain stuff, right? So another reason why highly skilled people, right, they show up every day but they don't get paid is simply this: they don't package their expertise. I just showed you one of the things that I did, right? So I have tons of books coming up, I have programs. I did a 5-day program. I have multiple expertise platforms that we help people leverage and scale up, right? So improvision feels neutral, but it doesn't scale. If every client engagement looks different, if every price is negotiated, if every proposal is custom from scratch, you don't have an offer. You have a job. You have a job, right? So your packaging requires a defined audience. It requires a defined painful problem. If you want to start a business, someone is asking me the other day after reading my book, Made to Multiply, and the lady was asking me, so what do I do? I'm like, I can tell you what you want to do, but you need to look in. If you did follow everything, the book is a workbook. Every page pushes you to work, right? If you follow everything to the teeth, to the letter, you should be able to discover what you're supposed to be doing. So most people start, they go, you know what, I'm going to go start a hair business. I'm going to start selling water. I just go order water and I'm going to start selling. But you never care to find out, is selling water the thing I'm supposed to be doing? So you want to identify a pain point. What do people need? If you're in your location and you see people don't care for bottled water, they don't care for stuff, and you go and start selling water, you're going to fail. So you want to go by people's pain. What is that pain that I can bring a solution? You want to first identify a pain, something that is painful. It's a problem. Once you identify the problem, now you now bring a solution to that problem. That's when you become profitable, right? So packaging also requires you having a defined measurable outcome. right? And a defined price. Structure builds confidence. Improvisation builds anxiety. Nobody has time in 2026 to have anxiety. If you have anxiety, that is not a good place to be, right? That is not a good place to be. So my son is live on Instagram, on YouTube, right? And he's telling me he wants me to bring the book home. Okay, so um, guess what? Most of them, they build income, they don't build assets, right? This is where the wealth architecture enters, right? I remember I told you, if you're watching me, if you're on my YouTube page, you should know that we're here to do three things and three things only. We're here to help you professionally achieve that required outcome, right? By number one, building revenue. We're showing you how to build revenue. We're showing you how to structure your wealth, and we're showing you how to own your platform, right? So we're on the second stage, which is wealth. If you have to build wealth, right? Not income. Income is not wealth. If you work for 100 years, excuse me, most people have worked for a long time. Some people have worked 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. If you go and ask them, well, how much you have in your savings account, you're going to hear things like, oh, I don't really have anything, especially for those of us in the diaspora. But if you're in Africa, you see most people went ahead and they saved money. They did stuff. Sorry, I'm trying to be cheeky out here, right? But this is what I'm saying, right? Wealth is different from income. If you rely on income as the money is coming in, as something called outcome. Income, spending, don't mind me, I'm just trying to be funny. If you don't have a wealthy mindset, you're building to fail, basically, right? Basically. Most professionals earn well, but they don't systemize their process. They don't protect it. They don't have separate entity structure. They don't have layered asset. They don't build ownership beyond themselves, right? What do I mean by being systematic in whatever you're doing? You don't have a system in place. You just, it's garbage in, garbage out. You get the money. Most people in the diaspora, you're already spending money you don't already have. They give you money in the future. Money you're supposed to use in the future, you're spending now. That's when you buy stuff and they give you credit facility. If you're paying 5 years, you're living 5 years in today. Now you're carrying debt for 5 years now, right? Now you don't even protect what you have. You start making money. If you're six figures and above, these are the people I'm talking to, right? You don't know that you're a prey. If anybody out there can sue you, right? So you need to learn protection strategies, which we're going to be teaching high level. You need to learn to separate your entity. If you own a home, you're not supposed to own a home under your name, right? You're supposed to have the name, your property, your business, your asset under separate entity. An entity can be your business formation, could be an LLC, could be an S corp. You want to separate it neatly, and layered asset, which is like high level. This is what we're talking about in your home office. If you are going to have a home office, not literally home office, I'm talking about financial home office, you're going to know that you need to have what's called a trust. Now, what I'm talking about layered, there's certain things that go in layer one, layer two, layer three, layer four, right? Most of you have never heard of a lien. You can put a lien on your own property. So when somebody sue you at level one, they can't get to level two. So the asset on level two, you already placed a lien on it. No judge. I don't even want to go too in depth into that. Let's take focus, right? If you want to know more about asset protection, you want to DM me or book a private session with me or watch any of those videos that I have on there to know what to do. But guess what? If revenue stops when you stop, you are not building wealth. You are building an income. And when income without structure is in place, it is fragile. It's fragile. If you have income without structure, it's fragile. If that's your thinking, if that's your mindset, it is fragile. And then the next one is the sheet, right? I don't want to keep this too long, right? It's a sheet. If you're skilled but underpaid, the answer is not more effort, it's not more credentials, it is not more content, it's positioning. You must move from service provider to offer architect, right? You must move from income earner to asset builder. You must move from visible professional to position authority. This shift changes prices. It changes your pricing mechanism. It changes, your confidence level. It changes your leverage, because once expertise is structured correctly, revenue becomes predictable. Once your expertise is packaged right, your revenue becomes predictable because you're not hitting to miss. You already know, oh, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is what it's running on a wheel. It's a system. It's a system, just like you press play, it's already programmed to play, right? If you press pause, it's programmed to pause. So you already have that system on auto, right? Because this is the right place for you to be, right? This is the right place for you to be, because once expertise is structured correctly, your revenue becomes what? I repeat that, it becomes predictable. I don't want to keep us too long on here, but I want to say this, right? I want to say this to you. If you're listening to me, I'm talking in words and in verbiage that you might not understand. I'm calling out only business owner. If you're a business owner or you're a skilled person, but you don't know how to render those services for people to get you paid, these are the people I'm calling out. I will be able to help you, make offers, package your skills, and guess what? You're going to get people to start paying you good money. I'm not talking about hourly. I'm not talking about $50, $100. I'm talking about 5 figures. People start paying you for your time, right? So imagine if you have 10 people paying you 5 figures a year, you're good. And you start at that level and then you scale up. You're going to be way happier than wasting your time trying to show up everywhere, right? It's not about noise here. We're trying to shift you from being in the same room or the same place where you are. We're trying to shift you to a different mindset. And I wish that most of you listening to me can transition rightly, right? So most professionals that I see, you're visible, you're very positioned wrongly. Most people are positioned wrongly. Some, very few, are positioned rightly. If you're ready to move from skill to structure, that's what we're building here. We're building revenue, we're building wealth, and we want to own our platform. We're building revenue, we're building wealth, and we want to own our platform. You want to write those down, put it on sticky notes. You're going to say, I am here in 2026 to build revenue. Revenue means income, right? I need money to keep coming in from different streams, different offers that I have there, different, things that I have done. And then structure is when this money comes through. How do you put the money through? What are the pipelines you have? What are the systems you have in place? And then you own your platform, so that if anything were to happen, say you work for someone, or you work for an agency, you work for a company, or you're consulting, or you're working your regular 9 to 5 with your skill, and that company say, hey, by the way, we're sorry, we're going to have to let you go. So what's going to happen? Are you going to lose all your intellectual property, or you want to own those systems? So those are the things that I want us to work on, right, going forward, right? To go forward with this, I am live on YouTube. Sorry if you see me looking. Okay. So yeah, so that's what we're going to be talking here today. And let me leave you with this. If you're skilled but underpaid, the market is not confused. It is responding to how you're positioned, right? So don't get scared. It's okay. A lot of people are in this bucket. They don't know what to do. They're still trying to figure out things, right? Skill alone does not command premium, right? Skill doesn't command premium pay, premium salary, premium offers, right? Clarity does, structure does, ownership does. And you can work harder, you can collect more certification, you can post even more content, and none of it will matter if your expertise is not architectured correctly. Underpaid is not talent, right? If you're being underpaid right now, it's one or two things. Like I said, it's not because you don't have the talent, right? It's not a talent problem, it's a positioning problem. If people are not paying you your worth, maybe you don't even know how much you're worth. That's another ball game, right? That's another ball game. So if you're underpaid, you're not getting paid, you know you're gifted at some certain things, you're not getting paid, is because you don't understand the value system that you bring. Maybe we need to sit on a one-on-one and we're going to pull up your skill. We're going to do a SWOT, on you, which is looking at your strengths, your weakness, the opportunities that are available to you, and the threats that you currently have. And then we'll help you to position right. I'm going to throw this out there. I'm having a 5-day challenge coming up in March. And if you know you don't want to go on 2026 trying to figure things out by yourself, you want to join that challenge. In 5 days, we're going to give you clarity as to what your positioning will be, what your offer will be, what your language will be, what your pain point will be. We're going to pick those out in 5 days. It's going to be 5 days hands on. And at the end of the day, you're going to be, I position well, right? And position is not going to be a problem anymore, right? It's not going to be a problem anymore. The moment you decide to stop selling time, the moment you decide to stop negotiating your value, the moment you decide to build structure instead of chasing visibility, everything else changes because income fluctuates, right? But ownership compounds. You want to be at a point where you own everything that you got. And if you're serious about building something that outlives you, then it's time to stop thinking like a skilled worker and start operating like an architect, right? You want to go into a building revenue mode. You want to structure your wealth. You want to own your platform. And I'll see you in the next episode tomorrow. Remain blessed. Bye bye. Okay, so